Well, I'm recording.
Are you? Okay. How do I do this again? uh, uh, oh, this this week's episode. God damn it!
Great start.
This week's episode is brought to you by Rebooting the Podcast, where it's just the same old shit you've heard for years and years, but this time it features Thomas Rhett.
Finally.
Hello, welcome to the Hodge Podcast, the official podcast of Hunter Country Hodge. But damn it, I fucked it up already.
Hunty
Hodgepodge. If you can't tell, it's been a while since we've done this. Let's try this again. Welcome to Hodge. No.
It's funny because all it is talking, and I have forgot completely how to talk.
I used to be able to say the opening to this podcast in my sleep. So, yeah. You guys wanted this for some reason. This is all your fault.
You've made your bed, now lay in it.
Anyway, I'm Steve Hodge, and joining me as always is my co-host, cousin and lover, Kevin Hodge. I remember that part. This week we're going to talk about, since we've been gone, a lot has happened. Like the ACMs, but we're not going to like the ACMs, but we're not going to shut the fuck up. You're skipping, and so I think you're not talking, and then it just cuts back with you singing fucking Avril Lavigne or whatever that is. Oh my god. Yeah, so the ACMs, we're not going to talk about that. Old Town Road happened. That's a song that's apparently some people are, once again, like that Milk Milk Lemonade song by Beyonce. People are saying that it's fucking racist, that we don't think it's country. And then Kevin saw Bones Owens the other day. It was yesterday or the day before.
It was yesterday.
And then,
well, depending on when anyone listens to this, it was yesterday.
It was Wednesday of this week.
Yes.
And then we're gonna do a new little feature of, we're gonna talk about a different type of song, but you'll see. And then we're gonna talk about Ward Davis, because we actually did record a Ward Davis episode months ago, but it screwed up, and that was the final straw of us just like, fuck it, we're going on hiatus.
Yep. And I mean, it's good that we've taken, this much time off and then getting to redo it, because I remember when we got done with that episode and it was garbaged because of the fucking thing not recording. I was like, damn it, like, I feel like we did some good stuff there. We had some good topics. We made some good points. And I was like, I don't have it in me to rehash that. But now I forgot all of the good points I made, so I'll probably never bring them back up, and I'll just make a bunch of really terrible points.
Yeah. It was like when we recorded a Chris Young episode, like, when we first started the podcast, and it got so screwed up that we're like, fuck it, we have to do this. And we waited only like 4 weeks before we did it again. I'm like, yeah, I guess that was long enough to do the episode again. But yeah, so first off, we'll talk about Bones Owens. Me and Kevin saw him a little over a year ago, or maybe under a year ago, or... Well, no, it's definitely been over a year, because I've been living back here for 9 or so months, and I don't think...
Yeah, because I think it was... Back. Yeah, I think it was like the summer... That summer when you first moved out here, so it'd be like a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago. I don't know. My brain can't comprehend time.
Yeah. Side note, next time we're just doing this over the phone, because you are cutting out so much. I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
What am I saying? Great question.
I don't know. But
yes. Internet.
So yeah, you saw him yesterday. How was it?
Yes. So saw him at the Raccoon Motel again, which is the local small joint in Davenport. And it's hilarious because most of the bands that you see down there, they have their equipment and it's all normal and whatever. But Bones, when he shows up, he's the only one that brings big ass amplifier stacks and puts them behind him when he's playing.
He's a rocker.
So he can get so loud. And it was so loud, but it was also really good. If no one's listened to him, I would just recommend the EP "Make Me No King." It's tremendous.
So good.
It just start to finish. I think it's only like 5 songs, but start to finish, "Make Me No King" is just a great EP. But he's been slowly releasing singles as well. So I think he's got like 4 of those out or
Something
so.
like that, yeah.
But he said on stage that this summer he's planning on recording a full-length album, so that is really exciting as well. Just like how he said that he really likes the Raccoon Motel, so he's going to keep coming back, so I'm going to keep seeing him, and I feel special.
Yeah, and if he ever comes on a weekend, I'll actually go out and see him again, because every good fucking Raccoon Motel concert is always like a Tuesday. And then you made the good point of, yeah, that's just because it's a concert they do between their concerts.
Exactly. The only reason we're able to get them is because they play the weekday shows, which, I mean, for me, I'm all right with it. Yeah. Although sometimes, I'm not going to lie, there's sometimes when there's a band that I'm like, I like them, but I don't like them, or I don't know their stuff enough, and I'm like, I can't, like, it's fucking Tuesday, I'm tired.
You're cutting out again, so I don't know when you're stopping to talk.
Oh, I stopped. I stopped yesterday.
All right. Well, when I put this together, I'll be able to cut out all the awkward silences of me waiting for you to talk, but you have stopped talking, and it turns out you're just frozen because your internet is an ass.
It is terrible. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. And I'm glad I'm talking now, because then it's impossible for you to know when I'm talking. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Bones Owens is great. Yeah. His. I don't know if you said this while you were cutting in and out, but his stuff that's not Make Me No King it's all rock. It's none of it is country.
Yep.
Like Make Me No King and Holy Road are the ones that even were remotely country-ish. But he's definitely. It was a more of a ballad type EP. But his new songs are definitely just rock, just straight rock music.
Yes, they absolutely are, and just saying that to point out the fact that it is not country, not, as we've always said, saying something is not country does not mean we're saying that it's bad.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. He makes rock music. He makes good rock music, but it's rock music.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like he would ever argue that he would never be like, no, it's country, what are you talking about? He knows what he's making.
But the other thing that is interesting is that he was opening for Whiskey Myers on his tour.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that, and I was like, that is fucking awesome. And he's also buddies with Josh Headley, so he's not going to be like, it's country when Josh Headley's is like, well, it's Josh Headley, so.
Yeah, the countryest.
Yeah. Speaking of the countryest, so since we've been gone, this fucking, I didn't know it existed. I didn't actually know it existed until Grady's video about it. This fucking song, Old Town Road by, what's his name?
Lil Nas X, bro. Come on.
The
cultural icon, Lil Nas
X.
The
rapper whose name came from his 8th grade Xbox Live gamer tag. So he released some song where it's like Gucci and boobies while riding horses, and it just has like a banjo in the background, and what is the music video, like Red Dead Redemption clips or something like that? Like,
I didn't even know that. I remember when it first I guess I don't know when he first released it, but I remember hearing about it when it got taken off of the country charts, which was like a good month and a half or 2 months ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I heard about it then, obviously had to listen to it just to see what it was about. Was like, okay, this is very clearly a rap song. And so in my mind at that point, I thought the whole narrative around it was just like, oh, it's funny, this rap song got put on the country charts, then they corrected it, whatever, we're all good. No, none of that. Instead, we live in a world where people can listen to this very clear rap song that's not, it's a fucking rap song. I don't understand why I have to even, like, put qualifiers out there that, like, oh, it's a rap song that has a little bit of country. No, it's a rap song. You don't have to, you can like rap music and like that song. I don't care if you like the song or don't like the song. It's just so clearly a rap song. I can't understand the arguments of like, well, it sounds country to me. I mean, okay, I can understand the arguments because they're saying, well, if Sam Hunt is country, then this must also be country. Yeah. To which I say, no, Sam Hunt also isn't country. They have this self-fulfilling prophecy that they've created of, well, if this is country, then this must also be country. But like, no, but you fucked up on the first one anyway. Yeah. Like you're just Trojan horsing country, non-country shit into our lives. I don't understand.
It was so funny on this. Like, I get Fortnite videos on Instagram because obviously I play Fortnite, so it's all like, you'd like this too. And it was this video of someone on a custom map, like it was playing notes or something. Like, I don't know how you do it. They made a thing that when you
I've
hit a
seen
button,
those
it would
videos,
start
and I don't
playing music.
understand how.
And it was just the beat of this song, which I didn't know because I hadn't heard the whole song before. And I'm like, I don't know. And everyone's just there. I'm looking at the comments like, what is this? And someone just goes, it's Old Town Road. It's a rap song, but it's more country than rap. And I'm just like, no, that's not true. And he's like, what are you talking about? This is country music. And I'm just like, you obviously don't listen to country music if you like.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, that's the thing, because what didn't Grady say it, or at least included it, or maybe it wasn't Grady, but I know that there were some people that were pointing out, like, it seems to be those who talk about Old Town Road as like a country song are the people who don't listen to country music, who are now trying to tell us what is country. And it's like, okay, one, fuck you, and two, fuck right off, and three, fuck you to the moon.
You're cutting out again. I don't know.
I know. I only had 3 fuck yous.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of fucking editing to this one.
Yay.
But yeah, so it's just, I can't believe how many dumb fucks are just like, no, seriously, like, you don't understand, like, this is country music. I'm like, go back, listen to Merle Haggard, listen to Cody Jinks, listen to fucking Josh Headley, listen to Ward Davis, and tell me that this is fucking country music. Oh my god, speaking of which, did you see Ward Davis's Facebook post? I shared it. Hold on.
I was literally just about to say, speaking of which.
So we're doing, obviously this episode's about Ward Davis, but we won't get into that yet. We'll do it after this. We could do our new feature after we do the Ward Davis thing. So yeah, to transition into Ward Davis, so he put out a status on Facebook that says, I'd like to weigh in on Old Town Road. It is a horrid, awful pile of shit. It offends every sense I have, and whoever wrote, produced, and performed this song should be ashamed and embarrassed, and also arrested for assaulting my mind with disgusting adolescent filth. A couple weeks ago, my 3-year-old daughter asked to hear a song called Baby Shark. There is more thought, insight, and songwriting integrity in the first 2 seconds of Baby Shark than all of Old Town Road. To whoever is peddling this stupid, repugnant tilapia shit and trying to market it as country music, do what you did to my ears and go fuck yourself.
It's tremendous because I mean, honestly, it just comes back to my main point of whether or not anyone likes it is just irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
It's clearly a rap song.
Yeah.
The dude is a rapper. He made a rap song.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know why. Yeah. And of course, when they asked this artist about it, he was just like, well, things change and they're not always accepted right away. I'm like, so you're telling me that you made a country song and you wanted it to be a country song? Like, no, you made a rap song, and now that people are defending you saying, oh, you're right, you're black and you should be country because you're black, he's just going to play that little Jussie Smollett, like, yay, help me thing and just play the victim.
I think he's actually a genius who knew that the current state of country is so nonsense that he could put a song like this into the country sphere and people would be dumb enough to defend it as being country, and he'd get so much free press of people debating it that they would never stop talking about it. And that's exactly what happened, and I commend him for it.
Fair, yeah. So when he's new artist of the year next year at the ACMs, we'll know that we were wrong. But yeah, so
he showed us.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, let's get into some Ward Davis and clear our
some good
minds of this garbage heap. So Ward Davis, for people who don't know, if you're just so happy that we're back that you're listening, no matter who the artist is, Ward Davis is a guy who's written with like Cody Jinks a whole lot. I'm pretty sure he probably writes with Whitey because he's always with them, and
I think so.
Yeah, and he's just a phenomenal fucking artist, and can't say too much good about him. There's not enough time in the world to say how much we love his music because it's phenomenal. He only has one album and an EP, right?
Yes. He's got a couple other songs that are like on random things. Like he's got one song that's like a Memorial Day song that's on some random collection. So like I think he's got a couple things like that. And there is some song out there where it's like a picture of him when he's like got less facial hair and all
almost
that.
Almost no facial hair.
Yeah. But yes, the main gist is the album and the EP is basically all there is.
Yeah. But yeah, and that is so phenomenal, and I hope we get an album from him soon because, I mean, not to get greedy because his EP came out like 5 months ago, but
yeah, and it is tremendous.
Yeah, it is an amazing fucking EP. It is genuinely one that I have listened to start to finish many times.
Yes.
So yeah, you want to hop into the top 10?
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. All right. So number 10 is Time to Move On.
Yeah, broken skyline. Which way to love land? Which way to something better? Which way to forget her? Which way do I go? Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. Under my feet, baby, grass is growing. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going.
This is the final song off of his EP, and you can tell when you listen to the EP that it's all a divorce EP. Like, that's the entire thing. It's about a guy going through divorce. And so the final one is Time to Move On, where it's just like, it's time to move on from this shit. And
yeah, so it's got a little bit more of like an upbeat kind of feel to it, which is nice, but it's a beautiful little song, and it's the perfect wrap up, like you said, how the EP is this divorce story, and so it's this perfect send you off on a little bit of a high note, kind of give you some hope feeling on Time to Move On. I just decided to stop talking, hoping that maybe it would stop freezing, but it apparently is still freezing, and I'm just going to keep moving back and forth until you acknowledge that I am talking and exist.
You are talking and exist. I got it as you started doing this thing. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a lot of fucking editing on this one. Or I'll just put it out as is because I'm lazy.
Yeah, I think, honestly, it might just be, now that I'm thinking about it, that my iPad is so old and shitty that maybe it just forgot how to work, and so it doesn't even know how to grab the internets anymore.
Yeah, you might want to just do it on your phone next time.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's probably true, because your iPad is older than my balls. My balls are only 6 years old.
Minor.
Anyway, number 9, I Got You.
'Cause I got you, and the taste of your love is all the trip I need. I got you, and I'd have to be a fool to mess with reality. Yeah, everybody likes to have a little vice or two, and I got you.
This is a great song because it's plays on that country idea of like being, not needing drugs or alcohol because the lady is the drug that gets you high kind of thing, which is nice. And so he just, the idea, like I just said, is he says, I've got you. And so he just basically says, I don't need, this, that, and the other thing, but I get high as shit on loving you.
Which is a very tired, metaphor in music, but it's still a great song.
Exactly. It's one of those that I feel like you have to be careful with because it's very easy to make just a formulaic pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
If you just play on the tropes, but if you make it your own, it can be great.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I could be wrong. I don't know the lyrics all too, but I don't think he ever has a line where he's just like, "I can't quit you. You're addicting," and like that kind of crap.
No. Because I'm just thinking like he's got the like I ain't never took a sniff of cocaine, never done whatever. He's basically saying like I don't have to do any of that stuff because I have you, not the I am addicted to your love because I listen to music that are tropes.
Yeah, But yeah, I don't have much to add to that one. Number 8 is Unfair Weather Friend.
If I find myself outlaw on a lonely Friday night, the songs aren't hitting home and the whiskey don't taste right. A few numbers on the phone and you're on the other end. I come whatever, unfair weather friend.
This is a nice slow one, which is, it's a, the play on words there with, the fair weather friend compared to the unfair weather friend. And so basically just talking about that person who's always there for you when shit's tough, and helps you through it. And it's just a nice, pretty slow sounding song, but it's just, it's a really nice one.
No, it's not. Anyway.
Oh, God damn it.
Number 7 is Good and Drunk.
Got a brand new bottle and a clock on the wall. More time than I need to kill it all. When the truth finally hits me, I hope that the whiskey is settling in. And with any luck, I'll be good and drunk by then.
This is another one from his EP where it's the first time I heard it, I was kind of iffy on it because I was just like, it's just kind of a corny line, like I'm gonna get good and drunk. I was just like, but then like hearing the entirety of the song and the lyrics of what it meant, I was just like, never mind. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great because he takes that idea that you hear so often in country songs of I'm down and I'm just gonna drink her memory away, and kind of turns it to just like he just got through, because it's he just signed the papers on his divorce and like calls his sister or whatever, and he's just like, I'm hoping that by the time this really sets in, I'm good and drunk, so I just don't feel the brunt of this kind of thing. So he's basically just trying to push the pain further down the line to where he won't feel it as bad.
Yeah, and it has my second favorite lyric of the EP where it says, I picked up a pen and I signed my wife away. I was like, that is a phenomenal lyric.
Yup.
My favorite one is
he's
in the song Down the Road. But...
How dare you?
Yeah, but it's good. Number 6, Nobody's Looking.
Let me taste your lips for a moment. Swear I won't tell a soul. Let me hold you a couple more minutes, at least till it's time to go. When we walk back into the world, we can't let our little secret out. Oh, but hey, baby, look, nobody's looking right now.
It's a song about streaking on baseball
jerking
fields.
off in public. I think we just said basically the same thing, but we're both lagging, or at least I'm lagging and can't hear that you're talking. So, did we just both say something to the extent of jerking off in public? Because that's what I said.
I said streaking in public, I think.
Well,
but...
same shit.
Anyway.
This is a song about banging coworkers, and I would presume cheating. Because like there's the line of because it's got the line in there about like, they'll just assume we're working late, so maybe they're not actually coworkers, but they're just fucking cheating. But yeah, the line is about they want to sneak a kiss in some sort of public type place where someone could catch them, but he's like, nobody's looking right now, and so they're just in love and all that shit, but they're cheating, and so it's all sketchy, but it's really good.
It sucks. Number 5, The Overpass.
And some days he's sober long enough to feel regret, but he'll find a bottle and it won't last, 'cause he can't bear the thought of what it took to get from what he had to what he has under the overpass.
This is a nice, real depressing one.
Yeah, we did this one on the top 25 saddest songs, I believe, didn't we?
I believe it made it on to one of those lists. I can't remember.
I think it was
when we talked about it, but that sounds accurate. Because I mean, it is a fucking depressing ass song.
Yeah, I think it was on the saddest songs list. But yeah, so it's pretty much about a dude who lives under an overpass, and
well, because he drinks every morning to try to forget why he is now living under the overpass. It's kind of hard to say when you're retarded.
True.
Yeah, so he just like starts. It just talks about his daily life. Like, all right, wake up, feel sad because he's sober, but don't worry, he'll be drunk in like 5 minutes, and so he'll just drink the pain away and try to forget about how he lost his wife and family and all that shit. Now that he's homeless, and so it's super depressing. But like we've always said, sad songs are the best songs. So if you can feel the things you feel about unnamed dude who is homeless under the overpass, it's just like, wow, dude wrote a good song.
No, he did.
Yeah, good point.
I don't even know why we're doing this episode. All these songs so far have been terrible. Number 4, No Going Home.
There's a road, it's straight and narrow. There's a road that winds. Walk with me, I'll make you strong. Once you're gone, there ain't no going home.
Yeah, this one is one of them that I really like the sound of it. I think he just gets a really cool, the real fucking sound. We gotta get back into the rhythm of this so I can think of words that mean similar things.
Haunting.
So I don't just keep saying the same fucking words over and over again. But I really like the sound on this one. But it's basically the gist that I've gathered from it is basically getting the deal from the devil offered to you, where you can become rich and famous, but you've got to sell your soul, and there's no going back from that.
Yeah,
and it's a jam.
You're a jam, bitch.
I like jam.
What's the difference between jelly and jam?
I don't know.
I don't know if you answered the question or not, because it just, the second I asked it, it just cut out and just was nothing.
All I said was, I don't know. And then I just stared at your face, staring back at me, and I'm like, I don't know what I do now.
I think this would be more tolerable if this was a video podcast, because then people could actually watch the awkward silences of me just being like, are you talking?
You should just tweet out screenshots of both of our faces and just the stupidest looking face, and just be like, all right, to ease your listening experience, stare at these two pictures every time that there's a break, because this is just what's happening.
Oh my god. I forgot. I was gonna have a stupid ending to that joke, not the actual answer, but I forgot it because
with the amount of lag that's going on, you basically started that joke yesterday.
Yes, pretty much.
Yep.
I think we started that. I think I started that joke on episode 30. Anyway, what are we on? 4? No, 3. 3 is I'm Not the Devil.
In a moment of weakness, I stumbled and I made my bed. But I'm not the devil you think that fell, it got out of hand. But I'm not the devil you think that I am.
If you heard our Cody Jinks episode, you heard this song, and if you're not an idiot, you've heard this song because it's amazing. But I remember we did the episode, and I said I like the Cody Jinks version, and you're like, it was going to be on my top 10, but then I heard the Ward Davis one, and I've been obsessed with that one since. And I was like, you're high. Right. How could you not like this one? And then I went and listened to the Ward Davis one. I was like, you were right. This one is way better.
Exactly. Because it's one of those situations where it's absolutely no disrespect thrown towards the Cody Jinks version because it is great. But Ward Davis's piano ballad, I'm Not the Devil, is next level. It's just great. I don't know. It feels like that's how the song was intended to be. It just sounds so authentic and real, and it's just beautiful. Haunting. It's haunting.
Haunting. Devil's haunting this. But yeah, if you don't know, if you didn't listen to our Cody Jinks episode, it was months and months ago. I'm Not the Devil. It's about a guy who cheated on his significant other, and he goes, I know I fucked up, but I'm not like the worst person in the world. I want you. I know I messed up. I'm not trying to move past it, but I want you to forgive me and know that it was a one-time thing, and I'm not going to do shit.
Exactly. He's not trying to make excuses or anything, but just I accept it. I am a man. All that good stuff.
Yeah. It's like I'm just a guy. I'm like I can't. I'm not perfect. I can't pretend that I'm perfect. So, yeah. Number 2, Live a Lie.
I drive by places that we used to go. Can't hardly keep my car on the road, but I try to stay between the lines. And I can't cry myself to sleep at night, 'cause she'd hear me and want me to tell her why. And I don't wanna lie, so I close my eyes and I pray that I won't live to live a lie another day.
I believe, was this his? I don't know if this was his first one off the EP or if it was just. I don't know.
I think it was the first one.
I don't know. Anyway, it's a song about a guy who is he's still in his terrible marriage and it's about to end, and he talks about like how he can't start crying because she'll ask what's wrong, but he can't tell her the truth and be like, well, it's you, bitch. Like, so he just has to go to sleep, and then it has that very haunting line of, which is my favorite lyric that I alluded to earlier, where he just goes, I hope that I don't wake up because I don't want to live a lie. I don't want to live a lie anymore. And it's just like, God damn.
Yeah, it's tremendously powerful. This is one of those like stop you in your tracks type songs. Like the first time I listened to it, I think I just like had my mouth open. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I remember because I was at the gym, and occasionally if I'm like on a bike or the elliptical or whatever, I can listen to country music because it's usually upbeat enough to keep me like moving. But then this one came on. I was on the bike. I was just like, this is too sad for me to be listening to right now. And I texted you, I was like, This fucking song, holy shit.
Yeah, I remember I was on the train back from Chicago when I first got to actually listen to it, and I was just sitting there just, by myself on the train like, ah! I hope that translates well into the audio.
And you're like, this song is terrible next.
Exactly. Skip. Skip.
Skip. Skip. Skip. Poor connection.
Yay.
Number 1. Hooray, we've made it. Almost. Is More Goodbye.
Now the room is spinning and I'm fading slow. All messed up, nowhere to go. I'm sick and I'm tired, I'm drunk and I'm stoned. Been getting shut down me a cab, or I can bump me a ride. But there's nothing at home but more goodbye.
Yeah, and so speaking of favorite lyrics, I'm
Yes,
sick
hello.
and I'm tired, I'm drunk and I'm stoned. That is one of my favorite lyrics of any song ever. It's fucking great.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like how it's just like, I've been getting shut down by every girl in my phone.
Exactly. This is such a great song for so many, because it's like, it's kind of funny, but it's also like really sad, and it's got this really awesome sound behind it. But it's just, the whole chorus about, he like, you can't really tell what he's getting at, and then he's just like, oh, you're getting, when he's just like getting shut down every girl on my phone, and then he's saying, I don't want to go home though, because at home there's nothing but more goodbye. And I just kept talking because I couldn't tell when you could tell when I was back and not lagging. So that's good. Shaking his head. Good listeners. We're going through a tunnel per se, and the tunnel is internet.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that like you said, of what little I caught of what you just said. It's an upbeat song, but it's a song about a guy who is doing literally everything he can to not go home, because at home it's just emptiness, and like, he does not want to be there. So
Exactly.
So it's crazy that you listening, if you just listen to the music, you'd be like, oh, this is a moving song, but you listen to the actual lyrics and you're like, okay, it's about a guy who hates his life. Okay.
Exactly.
But,
he's just trying to find a way to get through that life that he hates.
Yeah. I might just hang up on you, and you might have to just call me back, because this is atrocious.
Yay.
But yeah, so that's our top 10 for Ward Davis. If you have a song of the 6 that we didn't talk about, let us know if there's a song by Ward Davis that you prefer. And if Ward Davis, if you're listening, we love you.
I really do.
So next feature we wanted to do, this is going to be a weekly one. We're actually going to change the format of the podcast to where every week we're not doing the same thing of kind of just talking about an artist, because even though we listen to literally hundreds of artists, we don't know enough about a lot of them to have a full episode about them. So we can't dedicate every single week. Otherwise we'll get to, episode 130 and we'll be like, so
exactly, because at that point we'd just be talking about song titles, like, well, that song sounds like it would be a good song. Haven't listened, but you should check it out. Yeah, stare at me with your face, your disappointed, I can't see what's happening, no internet fucking face. We're almost there, Steve. We're almost there.
Anyway, Earl Thomas Conley passed away just 2 days ago. And though I didn't know too much about him,
Same.
But I understand he had a bunch of number one hits back in the 80s and shit. So I know he was a popular artist that I saw. Obviously, a lot of professional country artists who were just like, oh, I loved this song and this song. I was just like, I'm happy people loved him, and that he had fans and everything. But I personally didn't know too much about him. But we're not doing this feature because of him, but it was actually just a coincidence that I just went to a random year. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the number one country song on the radio this week, but in other years, because this year sucks. That's an actual...
And not just this year, but several years back also suck.
Within the last decade. But yeah, so I just went back to year 1985 of this week, and it turns out that the number one song that week was Earl Thomas Conley. I was like, oh, well, that's a good coincidence. And since he passed away, we can honor him by having him be the first one. So the number one song of the week of, April 13th, 1985 was a song called Honor Bound by, Earl Thomas Conley. This song is really cool because it's about a marriage that's pretty much falling apart. I'm falling asleep because I'm going insane right now because Kevin's internet is cutting out again. and I can't see him.
Yay.
And it's about a marriage that's falling apart, and he just goes, I'm pretty sure the only reason she's still here is because she's bound by honor. Like, she made the promise that she'd stay with me, and so she's not leaving me because of that. And so it's kind of like a George Strait, I know she still loves me, but I don't think she likes me anymore type thing, where it's just this marriage that's pretty much over, but she won't leave, pretty much out of stubbornness and pride. And it's a phenomenal song, and I wish country music radio sounded like that.
Seriously. It's a sad state that we're in.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the number one song of this week, but not this year, because this year sucks. That is the official name of this segment.
That is, as he said, the official name of the segment, which is recurring.
Yes. Yes, this will be one we do every week, even though the episode's format is going to change each week. We have 4 formats, which we'll unveil as we get to them, but it's going to be fun. We're happy to do this reboot, even though Kevin needs a new iPad.
I promise to you, the listeners, that when we do this next week, I will be using my phone instead of my fucking archaic, ancient iPad, and there's just nowhere to go but up. So it's got to be better than this. So stay tuned for that.
Does your iPhone have a headphone jack?
Sure doesn't.
Okay, I didn't know if you still had the old enough one that had a jack. I was going to say, you just fucking unplug your thing, put it in there, and call me, but...
Yeah, I've got a dongle somewhere.
So, the albums that came out last week, I'm just going to talk for this part. You just shut up and go to sleep. The albums that came out last week, I don't think you've gotten to hear any of them, because you don't get to listen to music at work anymore, because your life sucks. Alright, so first is Reba McEntire. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure she's...
Never heard of her.
I'm sure she's an amazing pop artist. She had the album Stronger... Oh, shit. It's cut off. No! Fuck you, computer. Stronger Than the Truth. Alright, anyway. She's very good, very attractive. Next is Molly Tuttle's When You're Ready. She's very good, very attractive. Next is then the infamous String Dusters, Rise Sun. Very good, very attractive. Brooks and Dunn reboot, like us. Wah, 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 wah. They're very good, very attractive. It features the amazing artists such as Luke Combs, hooray! John Party, hooray! Casey Musgraves, hooray! Brothers Osborne, hooray! Ashley McBride, hooray! Thomas Rhett, Midland is Doug. Or what was his name? Not Doug. Was it Doug?
Luke.
Luke is Midland.
Luke is Midland. Midland is Luke.
Lanco, boo. Kane Brown, boo.
Boo.
And others. Next is Driftwood's Tree of Shit and Fool. Very good, very attractive. He has less Twitter followers than us, which is weird. Is also very good and very attractive. You can find those songs on the Friday's New Music playlist monthly rather than weekly, so you can get all month's country releases, and it'll be great. Anyway, we don't have any listeners. Well, I guess we did shit like that. Yeah. You can find us at countryhodgepodge.com, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Country Hodgepodge. On Spotify, you can hear it, so Old Town Road will be on there at least 6 times because it's amazing. You can find Kevin's number 2. It's been a while since we've done it because we haven't been doing this. But every Monday we tweet out. His username is Donkey Factory, one word. Yes. And then obviously, as I said, Friday's taken down due to copyright, which sucks. So that one's gone. RIP that shirt. One that came up since this ended was the Who's Sober Enough to Take Me to Taco Bell. Love that shirt. You can find Kevin on Twitter, and if you care, Instagram at CHB_church. Please, enough to leave us messages. And even when we've been gone these past few months, we still have over 1,000. So thank you to everyone who is still listening to us. You guys are awesome, and you're the reason we decided, hey, we need this week. Until next week, I'm Steve Hodge, as always, joined by Kevin Hodge, saying goodbye, good night, and good show.
I love you all.
Okay.